The biggest story last month that shook the world, in Grandmaster Garry Kasparov's words, an Indian earthquake in Toronto. It was, of course, Gukesh, but the tremors of that win was felt everywhere. It was 17 on the Richter scale, the world over, when the teenager D Gukesh claimed the candidate's trophy. A massive win for chess, for tenacity and that never-dying spirit, particularly when you were not even touted to come close to the top. That win signified a couple of things. That this year belongs to the youngsters, the teenagers who are rewriting record books, rewriting the rules of every sport, making us here reimagine what was impossible earlier. And the result is limitless. That's what the Gukesh win displayed. Here's what else it said, that chess is now a domain that is going to be dominated by India. Garry Kasparov so much has only indicated that.
The Indian earthquake in Toronto is the culmination of the shifting tectonic plates in the chess world, as the 17-year-old Gukesh D will face the Chinese champion Ding Liren for the highest title.
And India's Gukesh is leading the charge in this tectonic shift. The tectonic shift when it comes to ruling the chess world. I'll tell you how I can substantiate that, and there's more than only Gukesh. Just yesterday, women chess player R Vaishali, Praggnanandhaa's sister, became a Grandmaster. Vaishali became India's 84th and only the third female in the country to turn into a Grandmaster. The brother-sister duo have now become the first sibling pair to become Grandmasters in the sport. That's incredible for India and the sport. The sport that was born in the country, that traveled the world over from India, that the West mastered over the last many decades, is finally recognizing the true heir to the throne. And the kings and queens who are making this possible are youngsters in their teens and 20s, getting the world to realize where the true power of chess now rests. From a lone trailblazer in Vishwanathan Anand some time ago to a horde of challengers and contenders to the throne, India is on the rise, breaking the domination of Russia, the United States of America and China. And the change has not been overnight, not been over the last few months either. It's been a decade in the making. Up until 2010, there were only about 20 Grandmasters in the country. The number is now 84. A clear reflection of the giant progress India has made in this sport. But how has this been possible? While Vishwanathan Anand's success paved the way for aspiring chess players across the country, it also started a strong belief system in the country. Athletes started looking at chess as a professional career, not just a game that you could play as a hobby. Even parents started backing their kids to take it up as a serious career, pushing them to take bold steps to take up a sport like chess seriously.
I stopped regular schooling when I was around, around fourth standard, I guess. Obviously, at that time, I was too young to make this kind of decision. It was my parents' decision, but it was clearly based on the only fact that I enjoyed chess and I'm quite talented at it.
That was Gukesh when he spoke to us on what really clicked for him to make that transition, a leap of faith towards his passion. This was the change India experienced in the last few years. The identification of talent at a young age and the nurturing of it at all cost. Gukesh isn't the only one to have done that. In recent times, we've seen the emergence of several young prodigies. Just take a look at some of the brightest prospects in India alone. Gukesh is 17 years old. R Praggnanandhaa is 18 and world number 8, Arjun Erigesi, is 18. These are teenagers challenging the world order, challenging the senior hands who've been sitting on years of experience and wisdom. While some of the big powers like the USA, China and Russia have all experienced candidates as their top 3, the average age of the top-ranked players in these countries is between 28 and 33. Just look at India's average age of top 3 in the world and top 3 talents in India. It's 18. The average age is 18. And guess what? This is key because a Grandmaster, world champion and world number 1, Magnus Carlsen, when he spoke just a while back about this very thing, being critical in determining the talent and how long a player can go.
It's usually a staple of some of the greatest players ever that they sort of succeed at the highest level a little bit. They obviously show promise at an early age, but then they succeed at the highest level a little bit before people generally expect them to.
What he's saying is there are certain players, key players, who show a lot of promise at the world stage when they're young, and you know for sure that they will go the distance. like the Indian stars that we are speaking about. And this is at the core to India's ascension to the throne, the chess throne, the reason behind India's triumph at the world stage. But it's not just the youngsters alone. Let's not forget the likes of Vidit Gujarati, who made it to the candidates top 8. Koneru Hampi, who finished top 3 in the women's draw. They have been around for a little longer, yes, but they are equally responsible in shepherding this new era. They are the middle guys who have now opened doors to the fearless young brigade, for whom there is nothing more exciting than a daunting challenge on the chessboard. India is slowly and steadily checkmating the world.